Well, hello, wherever you are. Just by the backdrop, take a guess on where we are. Chazy Central Rural School. It has kind of a ring to it. But how about Bye Bye Birdie? How about the Chazy Music Theatre? Are they ready to do it again? Yes, they are. And on the 24th day of March 2016, Calvin Castine and me, Gordy Little, are standing in the lobby, as we always are, right outside the side of the theater, where there'll be some music, and there'll be some dancing, and there'll be lots of fun and excitement, not only tonight for one of the rehearsals, but for the show coming up in, I think it starts the last day of March. Here's what it looks like. We normally have a sign on the wall. Oh, we do have one on the wall, and it's way better than the one I brought. But guess what, folks? Chazy Music Theatre this year is doing Bye Bye Birdie. If there's any person in this building or within the radius of my voice or the hometown cable cameras who hasn't heard of Bye Bye Birdie, you were born under a cabbage leaf and went to sleep 30 years ago under a tree. This is a show that has a lot to do with my history in the radio business, Calvin's history on television, and the history of the world in general, because it was inspired by a guy you might have heard of, Elvis Presley. Yeah, Conway Twitty was in there too, but his name was changed to protect the innocent for this show. And I remember seeing it on Broadway in 1961. Perhaps you saw it sometime before, during, or after, with, who was in the movie? Dick Van Dyke. Dick Van Dyke, wow. I can't tell you how many times Bye Bye Birdie has been done by music theaters like this in high schools all across this country and in other countries in the world, but it's been done often. I can, however, promise you one thing. It will never have been done better than it will be done right here in the Chazy Music Theatre in 2016. We're here again, as we are just about every year. We're going to interview the cast and those people who are participating in this show. We'll have a good time doing it, and I hope everyone viewing this program will have already purchased their tickets by now. And if they haven't, we'll tell you how to do it later. Stay tuned for Bye Bye Birdie. So we're talking about Bye Bye Birdie. I won't be singing any of the songs, but a lot of the songs in the show are familiar to me, having heard them so many times.
Yes.
Who are you?
I'm Tammy Braun, and I am the costume coordinator for the show this year.
I can tell you're among the costume.
Yes, quite a few.
And I suppose I shouldn't tell a general audience, but I hadn't been here 38 seconds before she tried to get me in a pair of bloomers.
Well, I left the shirt out of it.
Oh, my goodness. It was obvious the bloomers were not meant for me, however. So, how long have you been involved with this theater group?
This is my first year being here. Yes, it is my first year. I've come to the shows every year. This is my first year participating with the theater group.
Kay and I haven't missed many of the shows. And I was thinking on the way up here that these shows from the Chazy Music Theatre are among the best I've seen anywhere. And I don't mind saying that when I lived on Long Island many years ago, I went to a lot of shows on and off Broadway. And these shows are professional in every sense of the word.
We have some incredible talent up here.
We are delighted to be able to promote Chazy Music Theatre and what they do every year. And it's always a wonderful surprise to me when I hear what they're going to do. And Bye Bye Birdie is just such an iconic show.
It is.
On Broadway, in the movies, on the stage, and everywhere. So how did you get involved?
Well, my friend Sarah Munson is in the show again this year. She's been in several years, and she, we'll say, persuaded me to assist her, and somehow I ended up over here doing a little more than assisting, but that's okay. It's been a lot of fun.
Now, in terms of costuming, what do you have to do? What actually is your role?
Well, my role is to find things that meet the director's vision of what the actors would look like, because sometimes it's a little bit different than what you've seen other places. And then basically somewhere, whether we've brought a lot of costumes this year from Pendragon Theatre in Saranac Lake.
Oh, great.
We have a bunch here. And also buying things, which the 50s are, I kind of lucked out, the 50s are a little bit easier to find things for than, say, 18th century clothing. So a lot of things this year were either purchased or we borrowed or we had. So it was kind of nice. Then you just got to put it all together.
For those who don't know the story, the scene is in the mid-1950s, namely about 1957, when Elvis Presley was inducted into the armed services and spent some time out of the country. And of course, this is a show loosely hung on the life of Elvis Presley and what life was like in those days when somebody who was fairly rich and famous was called on to go overseas and join the service. It's a fun show.
Oh, it's very fun. A lot of great. I don't leave here any night without singing the songs for hours in my
really?
head. Oh yeah, it's great. It's a lot of fun. It's a
well.
great. We're gonna come as a whole family to watch as well.
We might be able to work it out to get you on the stage for a number of shows.
Maybe not this time. I might have been roped into some other stuff as a result, but not this show.
How many different costumes are there?
There's over 120 costumes
No, you're
right
kidding.
now. No, I'm not. Unfortunately, every one of these costumes you see behind me are assigned to a performer in the show already, and there's more.
Now, we're
So-
doing this on the 24th day of March, and the show starts on March 31st.
A week from today.
How close are we to a dress rehearsal?
The first full dress rehearsal is Tuesday, and that's a full run-through
that?
dress rehearsal.
Butterflies and a lot of stomachs, I'll bet you.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's getting those transitions in and making sure people can get in and out of things quick enough. Especially your main characters one of our main characters has 9 costume changes. So
You
there's
know
9
you're
different.
kidding me.
Nope, not at all.
Oh, my goodness. So
it
you
right.
are working there. I'm so glad to talk to you because a lot of people don't know what the costume person does in connection with a show like this.
I didn't know before I got roped in a little bit, but it's a lot of fun.
You better do a few calisthenics in getting ready for opening night. It's great to talk to you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
I won't tell you to break a leg. I'll save that for the leading cast members.
As long as I don't
okay?
break an arm, we're okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Our regular viewers know that we have a great deal of talent in this area, and Calvin and I know it because we've been coming here watching the Chazy Music Theatre productions for many, many years. But those people who are new to hometown cable and new to the idea of Chazy Music Theatre, I hope will be blown completely out of the tub this year with Bye Bye Birdie. Who are you?
I am Ann Foley.
Hi, Ann.
Nice to meet you.
And you are?
Samara Letchamore.
And you didn't think you were going to talk? Come on. You can't help it. So what's your role in the show?
I am basically in the adult chorus, and I'm a reporter and I'm a mom. So I have a lot of little parts.
We got choruses, we got adult reporters, we got moms, we got people in
I'm a
many
costume
stages.
lady too. I roll a rack across the stage with a bunch
Come
of
on. Did she tell you how to? I don't know if people were born to roll a rack.
down. Yes.
So how did you get, I won't say hoodwinked into doing this show this year, but how did you get involved?
I was looking for actually theater groups that were doing things, and Chazy has a really good reputation as being, really with it. They do fun shows, they make good productions that, from friends and neighbors around. So I was like, oh, I'll go see what they're doing.
Were you surprised by the music and the talent?
Yes, and this is a really good one. It's talking about Elvis Presley's story.
Oh,
so
of
it's going to
course it
surprise
is.
everyone, and the soundtrack is fabulous.
See, you're talking about my era and time. The costume lady was kind enough saying it's not like the 1800s, but for some people, the mid-1950s is a long, long time ago. For me, it's just one little tiny chapter in my life. But rock and roll music, Elvis Presley in the mid-1950s was one heck of a decade, I don't mind telling you. So, are you happy you got involved?
Yeah, I think it's been interesting, it's been educational. I haven't been in a musical since I was a teenager, so I think I didn't realize all the work that went into a show then. I think I just showed up and it was like, oh, this stuff happened. And now I'm seeing the effort and all the people involved, and I think I'm aware more of all the contributing factors that go into making the show actually happen.
There is no one involved in this show who doesn't work as hard as they've ever worked in their life. And when I said butterflies are gonna be in people's stomachs beginning with the first dress rehearsal in just a very few days, I'm not kidding. But that hard work shows. And the North Country turns out for Chazy Music Theatre productions. Every year they raise the roof and people are standing in line, and if they don't get their tickets ahead of time, they might have to scalp mine in the park. No, I would never do that. Ladies, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy the show.
Thanks.
Thank you. I thought the director was supposed to be standing in the wing screaming at people.
I don't scream.
Oh, you don't?
No. I'm very even-keeled. Ask anybody.
Who are you?
Name is Roger Andrews.
You were
and
here last year.
I was here last year. That's true. Can. Did you see Can?
Oh, gosh, wasn't it wonderful?
Yeah,
And every
that-
other show, for how many years, hometown cable cameras have been here, standing in this spot interviewing as many people who will talk to us.
Right in front of Lincoln, and so therefore I can't lie about it. The show's going to be really good this year.
Isn't it great with a paint can underneath in case things go wrong?
They are going wrong, but they'll be fine by next Thursday. Yeah.
You haven't pulled any hair out.
No, I can't afford to. But no, it's always challenges at the last minute, things going ways you don't expect, but it's all coming together. Lots of people are working very, very diligently. All the different facets are coming together, the orchestra and the props and the sets and the costumes, and we're in very good shape for opening up a week from tonight.
You've been down this road before.
Well, yeah, this is, I think, my 25th production, not with this theater, but all...
Come on.
25 times I've directed. I've actually been in probably about 125 productions. Yeah,
This is just take a deep breath and let's do it for you.
yeah. No, yes, I've been in a lot of performances.
But isn't it amazing to find this much talent
You know, I was
in a
saying...
little place like Chazy, New York?
I was saying that to the man who conducts. He's a friend of mine from New Jersey. We both worked for the Metropolitan Opera for many years. And I said, you know, he had seen the cast finally, and I said, it's really remarkable that there's this many talented people. This is not a very populated area. This is a pretty sparsely populated area. A lot more cows, or chickens for sure. And in fact, maybe we should do a show with chickens. Anyhow, this is...
Already working for next year?
This is...
My Birdie.
It is, yeah, for Birdie, right. Actually, we're really lucky that we have so many talented people. You're right.
Have you done Birdie before?
Yes, I have. I did it about 19 years ago. But
you really?
It was all college-age people. This is the real version. This is with everyone's the right age. I mean, the teenagers are teenagers.
That's
and
I was thinking about that on the way up here tonight. It's perfect for these kids, isn't it?
They get a lot to do, but there's really wonderful things for the adults too. It's actually a show for adults. The people have a misperception that it's all about kids. It's not at all. It's actually a very sentimental show about this middle-aged couple, roughly, who find each other, and the kids are just they're there for color.
It's truly a slice of life, isn't it, when you think about it?
But the show, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, it's also nice because it combines urban things, because that couple I was just mentioning come from New York City, but they're going out to the Midwest. They're going to a small town in Ohio. So it's combining sort of mid-America with the urban America, and rock and roll with traditional Broadway stuff, and slapstick humor, and kind of, all different styles of humor, let's just put it that way.
It wouldn't be Chazy Music Theatre if it didn't have dancing and singing.
Really good dancing, some really good singing, but I'm not going to say much more because people just have to come and see it.
Do you know every word of every lyric?
No. I'm just humming along.
I'm sure you're humming a lot louder than I am. But the music is ingrained in those of us who are old enough to remember 1957.
This came out in 1960.
60.
Yeah,
And
but-
Elvis went into the Army in 1957.
And that's what gave them the idea for this, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
It's wonderful. It's a good show. It's great to see you again.
oh, thank you.
I can tell you to break a leg.
Oh, yeah, you can. Except I'm playing piano for the orchestra.
you are?
So, the left leg, I can break the left leg.
Don't break a finger.
Yeah,
Thanks
no.
so much.
You're certainly welcome.
Good
Thanks.
luck.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Jason Borey, you're looking good.
Oh, thanks, Gordy. Glad you're here. Good to see you.
Beard all trimmed up and ready to go.
Well, actually, this is going to be gone. So I'm.
Gone?
Yeah, they're going to. Yeah, I have to. I'm going to shave it. Actually, probably on Easter. I'm going to shave it. So.
Easter is this Sunday. We're doing this on Holy Thursday, by the way. Calvin and I should probably be in church, but we knew you were going to be here, and so, you can just see what our sacrifice is.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Let me see which one. No, we won't get into that. How have you been?
I've been all right. Yeah, I've been very, very busy, but you probably figured that out. No.
You're always, it makes me tired just to stand next to you. Always dancing and jiving and jigging. So bye-bye Birdie.
Yeah.
Well, I was so excited when I heard this show was coming this year. It's not like it hasn't been done before on high school stages and various other professional and non-professional stages. How many times since way back in 1961?
It's true. It's one of those popular ones for a reason, maybe because it features teenagers, and that's often what is very bountiful when you're trying to mount a high school production or a local community theater production. How we've managed to not do it up until this point is kind of a mystery, but
It is. It surprises me, but every single show is better than the last one. So I think you have a mark to meet this year, and I'm not positive, but from what I hear, it's going to be a great show.
yes, we're very excited to finally get the opportunity to produce this.
This is a big cast.
It is a big cast. We have a lot of new people this year, teenagers from area schools, and we have brand new adults. We have new people, a part of the production staff, so we're really excited to not only produce this show, which may seem to be an old classic in our area, but we're doing it with a lot of new people, which is really cool.
The music is so wonderful for me because it constitutes an era that, I graduated from high school in 1955.
Okay.
And Elvis went in the Army in 1957.
Yeah.
So.
A simpler time, right, Gordy?
I don't know if it seemed kind of complicated to me at the time. How did you choose your part? Tell us about your part in the show.
Well, I play Conrad Birdie's manager. So if you're thinking about
You've never heard of Conway Twitty? Maybe you can learn the connection with Conrad Birdie.
Sure, absolutely. And again, you mentioned it perfectly, a spoof off of Elvis being drafted into the Army. And this show kind of came on the heels of some other successful runs on Broadway, Gypsy being one. What was the other one they were trying to grab onto? There was another show around the time they were trying to cash in on these great Broadway shows, and so they threw this story together, which was timely. And so I play the guy who's trying to save this guy's career before he goes off, trying to make the most money he can off of him, only to have error after error after error happen.
Is it fun?
It's a lot of fun. I love comedy. It's my favorite, as you know, so it's my favorite
you're
thing.
great at it.
So this is one of those opportunities to be able to play. I play a very nervous, neurotic kind of person who can't seem to really do much for himself.
Not that you're nervous and
exactly.
I gotta love it.
Yeah. So between being nervous over my mother, my overbearing mother, who he loves very much, but she's always seems to get in his way, and this his secretary, who he is also having a relationship with, and trying to nail down that part of his life, and then deal with this.
A lot of plots and subplots.
Tons of stuff.
I want to know if Ed Sullivan is in the show.
Well, we don't actually physically have an Ed Sullivan, but there is an Ed Sullivan line.
There is?
Yes, absolutely.
I knew there had to be an Ed Sullivan line.
Great homage to the great entertainer who brought all that to us. Yeah.
Do you know all your lines?
The answer is I forgot. I forgot my line.
We've already talked to the director, so we know what's happening behind the scenes. And I asked him if he pulled any hair out, and he said, I can't afford to lose anymore. There are pains connected with any production, and you've been involved with how many now? The Chazy Music Theatre?
My goodness.
15?
At least. It's been...
That's just a guess, but I bet you it's pretty close to ballpark.
Yes, absolutely. It's been quite a few.
Yeah.
The group is 27 years old this year, so it's, that's probably right about on par.
For people who are watching this show, we won't have a lot of time to explain the genesis of the Chazy Music Theatre and what it's meant to this community over the years. But it's meant a lot to me in a peripheral way, and to this community, and music and dancing and fun, just inestimable.
Well, being able to give back to the community in that way is really important. When you have all these different people, all these different people from different backgrounds, different age, gender, it doesn't matter, all coming together to work on this one goal, and then ultimately to present it to the community at large so that they get enjoyment out of it. It's not just about entertainment, but it's about coming together, it's about doing things, and making our community a better and brighter place. That's really what it's all about.
So much talent, so much fun, and bye-bye Birdie 2016. Can't wait to see you on stage.
Awesome. Well,
There'll be no catcalls from my seat.
Well, we got to get you up on stage. Maybe we can do a little bit of boogieing for us.
You can forget that. Jason, thanks so much.
Thanks, Gordy.
Have
Appreciate
a great
it.
time.
You too. Thanks
See
for
you
coming.
later.
Thanks, Calvin.
Before wasn't a good year.
Oh, he wanted to talk about the Yankees just because I wore my corduroy hat because it was a little cool outside. Tony Andrews, how are you?
I'm doing well. Yourself, sir?
Ask him if he's famous. Ta-da! Just got back from California. How many people get on a wheel of fortune from the North Country?
It was a fun experience.
Unless your name is Emery and we already know how much money she won.
Yes, sir.
We can't squeak that out of Tony. But that was an experience for you.
It was indeed.
that's
It was
wonderful.
quite an experience, and it was wonderful to get to meet some college friends I hadn't seen in a while.
I got to tell you how pleased I was to see that you were involved in the cast of Bye Bye Birdie.
Yes, it was. I've done theater before and stuff, and when an opportunity came up, I decided to take it while the iron was hot, as they say.
Strike while the iron is hot.
Yes, sir.
So what part are you playing, Tony?
I'm Charles F. Maude, and I'm also the boom mic operator for the Ed Sullivan scene.
See that? Yeah, that's twice we mentioned Ed Sullivan. Who are you?
I'm Warren Bixler.
How are you, Warren?
Good. He's the bartender.
Yeah, Charles Maude's the bartender.
And I'm the drunk. at
Oh,
the
you
bar.
are?
Yeah.
He is, yeah.
Who the heck was that great drunk that used to be on Ed Sullivan and
Foster
all
Brooks?
Oh, yes. My God, have you ever? There's one bit, Foster Brooks bit, that I see on Facebook all the time, and I'm on the floor every time I push that button. So anyway, you've done it before. Have you done shows before?
Yeah. Anything goes.
Oh, yes. You know, some people, and we talk to young kids who are teenagers who've been in 5 shows.
This is my 4th.
Is it really?
Anything goes. Can was
Oh,
last year.
Can was great last
And
year.
Chicago.
In Chicago. Have you been in shows here, Tony?
This is my first Chazy Music Theatre production. I've been in 2 with Clean Community Colleges group. I was in Dirty Rotten Scoundrels and Legally Blonde.
Oh, yes.
And then I was in a bunch of others in a theater group I was in when I was living in Delaware.
So here you are.
Yes.
There you both are.
Together.
Are you getting excited about it now? It's getting close to, March 31st is not that far away from March 24th.
No, 1 week away. Getting psyched, getting amped.
I love it. I love it. Well, you guys, I'll tell you both to break a leg.
Yeah.
And I hope you have a wonderful show. Great to see you, my friend.
Good seeing you.
You too. See you later.
Bet.
I feel as though I ought to be singing and dancing or doing something in between times.
Yeah.
But that isn't going to happen. Who are you?
I'm Sarah Munson, and in the play, I am Mrs. Doris McAfee.
I love it. And you are Mr. Tom?
I'm Tom Lavin, and I play Mr. McAfee. Ta-da! Don't we make a lovely couple?
They look like they were made for me.
There you go.
So tell us a little bit about the role and how it's
Okay.
been practicing and so on, Thomas.
Well, it's been great, but I was going to defer to my wife first.
Oh, geez.
We've been married for a while now. So.
Yeah.
A week and a half.
we have 2 children,
He knows
so-
who's in charge
Yes.
now, so that's what's happening.
Us guys always know who's in charge.
Yes, that's a good thing. The play has been going wonderfully. We get to sing some fabulous songs together and have some very comical, what would you say? Our banter. There, that's a perfect
Look at that, we're here for the peanut gallery.
We've got a peanut gallery.
Absolutely.
A peanut gallery with a hot iron, so you can't argue with her.
But
So-
yeah, so it's great. We have 2 kids, but really the play does center around one of our children.
Yes.
We're not going to tell you which one, so that way you have to come to find out for sure.
We know who this play centers around. It's a great show. Neither
Oh,
of
it's
you have
lovely.
done Bye Bye Birdie before.
I have not, but Tom has.
Where, Thomas?
Peru Music
kidding.
Theater, 20 years ago. So that's fun. I got to.
20 years is nothing for people like Tom and
Oh, I
me.
know.
For some of these young people,
But
they
you
were-
guys, but yeah, it was great. I got to direct the show, and this is the first time I've ever been in the show. So it's a whole different thing. So it's very nice.
And you?
This is the first time I've ever been in Bye Bye Birdie, and actually, this is the first time I think I've ever seen a whole show of Bye Bye Birdie.
You knew about it.
Of course.
You knew what? Almost everybody loosely knows what the story is. all
Knew the
about.
story, knew some of the great songs, Put on a Happy Face, Kids, lot of
There are
living.
3 or 4 songs that everybody knows, and a bunch
yeah.
of songs that people don't know, but they love the music, and I guarantee they'll walk out of here humming the song.
Oh, very true.
Dancing to the song.
And we were hoping you would be the first one to lead them out. Could you do that?
After the men's room, you mean?
Can lead the parade.
The interesting, and so many great shows take place in schools, Peru and Saranac and Plattsburgh and Osable and Lake Placid and Saranac Lake, and there's so much great talent. You,
Oh, there certainly
Tom
is.
and I are old enough to have watched it develop over
Yes.
many, many years in the area, but there's a certain excitement attached to Chazy Music Theatre
Absolutely.
Productions that isn't found anywhere else, and that takes nothing away from the other shows.
No.
But this is a magnet for talent.
Yeah,
Oh, well, thank you.
it's
That's a
great.
wonderful
It's,
thing to hear.
The nice part is it's a real community theater. Where
It's
the other
true.
places that you have mentioned are school-driven, which is great. and
Very
it's a
often,
great
student and
proving ground.
faculty, and Chazy,
Right?
we should call every show Anything Goes. Because people come from all over the place, and we've got semi-professional, professional, and amateur talent
Oh, yes.
from the college. We used to have talent from the air base when it
This
was
is true,
located
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Chazy Music Theater has been in operation for a long, long time.
Since the late 90s.
I think
The last
it's our
century,
20 Oh, I'm going to say it wrong.
1989, Calvin knows things
Our
like that.
27th year? That's pretty amazing.
It is.
Yeah. And like
how many-
Tom said, it's all community. It's all, we have community members making our costumes and,
Yeah, we know about the costume lady.
peanut gallery.
She interjects comments whenever it seems appropriate or inappropriate.
That's what her job is, and she does it
So
very,
is
very
it,
well.
is it fun so far?
Oh, yes.
Yes. So much fun.
Yeah.
Great cast, great crew.
And there'll be 5 shows.
There'll
Five
be
shows.
5 shows.
We're
5
busy.
shows in 4 days, so
We are
that'll
busy.
keep us going.
And I know the place will be full, that's why they have to do 5 shows.
This is true.
I wasn't kidding when I told people to get their tickets early, because
Oh, definitely, yeah.
I've tried to get tickets at the last minute when I was out of town or something, and even though I was hoping that I could make my way, okay, Gordy, you can stand in the hallway, and
Oh, yeah.
so it's going to be a good show.
Oh, yeah, and I
It's
remember,
going to be a great show.
And there was
Great
one year-
name, great songs,
Yeah.
and like you said, CMT always puts on a great performance, and we've really got
definitely
some
does, yeah.
amazing talent this year.
Can't wait to see it, guys.
It'll be great. Well,
Thanks
thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you, Gordy. Oh, how to get tickets. You can go to Party Factory in Plattsburgh, Borderview Grocery in Champlain, or you can buy them right online, chazymusictheatre.org.
$16?
$16.
I know that.
Yep,
Yeah.
and like you said, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 7:30, and then Saturday and Sunday, 2 p.m.
She knows. Is there
got it all.
anything she doesn't know?
no, because she's my wife,
Yeah, oh,
and she reminds me of that all the time.
I love it.
Mr. Right and Mrs. Always Right.
I love it.
There we go.
Thanks, guys. See you later. Have fun.
Thank you.
Well, I know you're Tracy because Calvin said so. What's your last name, Tracy?
DeCoste.
I'm so glad to see you.
Same here.
What's going on with you in the Chazy Music Theater this year?
Well, I was kind of brought in at towards like the middle of February. They were wanting for more people to be involved, and so I said, sure. I've been in the part of the organization since 1989, and
Since the beginning.
well, it was,
about.
well, yeah, it was. I forget when the first show was. 89, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, my first show with the organization was Fiddler on the Roof. So
That was one of the best ever, and because of that show and the real show and the movie and so on,
Yes.
I hum those songs all the time.
yep,
So what are you doing in Bye Bye Birdie?
I am a traveler, and I am part of the ensemble, doing different things with the ensemble.
Everybody has to work in this show.
Absolutely, that's
You
right.
can't just stand on the side and do nothing. So you had to learn a few songs.
Learn a few songs, and there's not any real big dancing, so wasn't anything big. It made it easy just to kind of jump in and come in later in the game. So,
But it's fun.
oh yeah, absolutely. I remember coming to a show, Brigadoon, and
Oh, my goodness,
sitting in the
another great
audience.
one.
Oh yeah, sitting in the audience, and I told my friend I was with, I'm like, I have to be in that show next year, and then they did Fiddler, and and it's just so many good shows that they've done since the dawn of when I started being in it. It's been great.
The Chazy Music Theatre has really not only discovered talent, but I think produced talent over the years.
Oh, God.
People came in here and got in one of the supporting roles in one of the shows and didn't realize how much it was really in their blood until it started to bubble on that stage.
Absolutely. There's been quite a few shows where there's been tons of children, and once the child gets involved in the show, they're hooked. Because it's always been a very welcoming organization. You can be your first time in the show, and you feel just like your family from the start, and it just makes you want to come back every year.
There are we live in a time when some school districts in our nation are trying to remove sports and music and, and other things. And somebody on Facebook today say, we wish there were theater in schools, and I do too, because it's such
Yes.
a vital part of who we are. Being able to play act, we start doing that when we're little tiny children.
Yes.
And we still love to remove ourselves from reality every once in a while, don't we?
Absolutely. It taps into a different part of your person. There's sports, and then there's arts, and it's important to touch every child's interest, not just sports, but arts also. So it saddens me when it's the first item usually on the budget that gets cut. So
What a letdown, it's gonna be over.
I
You'll be into
know.
April and there'll be no more Chazy Music Theatre, but you may be back next year.
But it comes back around.
Every year.
Yes. It's just been busy with life. I just haven't been. The last one I was in was Drowsy Chaperone. And, I was the aviatrix in that show.
Oh, it wasn't a good show.
I
Another
love
great
that show.
I do too.
So it's been a while, so I thought, it's due. It's time to come back
She's
and do
back.
it. Yeah.
Tracy, thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy it.
Thanks. Enjoy
Okay,
watching it.
We
Come
will.
back.
Thanks again. Hello there.
Hello.
Who are you?
Well, I'm actually Amy, but I play adult ensemble and a makeup girl.
Amy, what's your last name?
Peck.
So delighted to have you here.
Thank
Is this
you.
your first show?
This is my first show with CMT, but I've done shows in high school and
In Peru?
nope, went to Ausable.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of good shows in Ausable too over
Yeah.
the years.
I've been out of school for 6 years now, so
Does she look about 14 or not? May you always be looked that young, Amy. So you live in Ausable now?
no, I live in Peru.
In Peru?
Yes.
And how did you make this connection with Chazy Music Theatre?
I had friends that are in the show, and I was looking to get back into acting, and they're like, "Oh, come to our show." So.
What is your part involved?
I'm adult ensemble and reporter, and I'm also a makeup girl.
You love it?
I do like it.
Back into acting?
Yes.
What do you do for a living outside the Chazy
I'm
Music?
an EMT. I volunteer as that.
So there, now we know.
Yeah.
Peru Fire Department. We spend a lot of time talking about fire departments and ambulance services in Clinton County, and we're delighted to have you as a part of that team too.
Thank you. I also work as a receptionist.
Do you really?
Yep.
So you like the show so far?
Yes.
You had no regrets at any time?
Nope.
Huh? Isn't that wonderful? Well, the show is going to be good because you got 5 times to get it right.
Exactly.
But you know what? Everybody hopes it's perfect the first time and the last time.
Right.
That's great. Thanks so much for being here.
You're welcome.
Have fun with Bye Bye Birdie.
Thank you. I will.
Bye-bye. We're at the Chazy Central Rural School talking about the Chazy Music Theatre and a production called Bye Bye Birdie. 2016. We're here on March 24th, 2016. Just a very few days before you all get to trip and fall off the stage. No, I wouldn't say that. But Bye Bye Birdie's a great show, and we get to meet another chunk of the cast here. Who are you?
I'm Aislinn McDonough.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
What part do you play?
I'm Virginia, part of the teen ensemble.
You like it?
Yeah, it's a lot of
Have you
fun.
been in shows before?
Yes, I'm a part of the NCCS Drama Club as well.
You are. Oh, that's wonderful. So you're having a ball.
Yeah.
How about you? Who are you?
I'm Madison Burnell.
And?
I play Margie and a sad girl. I'm also part of the teen ensemble.
There are just so many people in this show.
Yeah.
The cast is pages and pages long. And you are?
I'm Zoe McCormick.
And what part do you play, Zoe?
I play Catherine and part of the team ensemble.
Okay, and you are?
I'm Leona Turner, and I'm playing Ursula Merkel.
Ooh. There are some really great parts in this. Did you have to try out for your parts, or how did you get your part?
I had to audition for my
did?
part, yeah.
Have you done it before?
The show, no, but auditions I did a couple times for the NCCS Drama Club.
Oh, you did, really? So you all love it.
Yeah.
Were you all friends before you got involved, or not? Didn't even know each other?
Well, I knew Aislinn.
Oh, you did?
I didn't know anyone.
Are you all in school now? Do you all go to school? Where?
NCCS.
Mom on elementary.
Ta-da!
I go to Northern Adirondack.
NCCS.
So terrific. So you enjoy it. Have you learned every song?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
We've heard it a number of times. It just
Yeah.
kind of gets drilled in your brain. So.
You know, it often blows my mind, and I've been in a lot of productions, but not for a very long time, how people can remember so many lyrics and so many lines.
Kind of took us a while.
It takes a while. And we've talked to some people, not to mention any names here tonight, who weren't sure of all their lines yet. And we got a dress rehearsal coming up in a couple of days, right?
Yeah.
But Bye Bye Birdie is a fun show.
Yeah.
Even though you never heard that music before in your life, because it all, the music was written a long, long time ago and wasn't even produced on stage for the first time until 1960 and 1961. But it's still fun music.
Yeah.
You like it? So you all enjoy it.
Yeah.
And other people have told us earlier tonight that they weren't quite sure that it was going to take so much time to practice for a show. Was that a bit of a surprise to you?
Yeah, definitely. I've never, yeah.
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 Yeah. You just don't start knowing everything there is to know about the show. So it takes, and the harder you work, the more hours you put in, the better that show's going to be. On March 31st, and you do 5 shows. A lot of schools only do 2 or 3. 5 shows because Chazy Music Theatre is so popular up here. You guys are all great. Is there anything else anybody wants to say about what they're doing in the show?
A lot of dancing and singing. So.
You like to dance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like to sing?
Yes. Lots of screaming.
Yes.
Screaming is good. Not that anybody ever screamed for Elvis, right? Ladies, thank you so much for being with us tonight. Good luck with the show.
Thank you.
See you later.
On stage, ladies.
One more time. We like to get as many faces on as we possibly can before the show. Who are you?
My name's Gina Lindsay.
You and I have met before.
Possibly.
I don't know where and I don't know when, but I'm pleased to see you again.
Yes, nice to
It's
see
Gina?
you. Gina Lindsay.
From?
Well, I live in Plattsburgh. I teach full-time at Clinton Community College and part-time at Plattsburgh State.
So you've been everywhere.
Well, that's what they say.
Oh, are you a native new?
Oh, no. I grew up in the Pacific Northwest.
Come on.
I was born in California, raised in Oregon, went to grad school in Washington and Utah.
And she has no accent at all.
No, the Pacific Northwest is a very accentless
It is kind of
region.
It's a flat accent.
Yeah. But I have an accent in the show.
Oh, you do? Come
Yeah, I'm trying to do a little bit of a New York accent for
I
the
love
show.
that.
A little bit, yeah.
So what's your part?
I play Mae Peterson.
Oh, boy.
Who is the horrible, overbearing, smothering, racist, awful human being that is Albert Peterson's mother, one of the
Isn't
leads
it
in the show.
terrific? It's one of the best parts
Oh,
of
it's
the
a
whole
delicious
show.
role.
How did you land the role? Did you have to audition for that?
Yes, absolutely. I've been doing shows for many years with Clinton Community College Drama
Oh, yeah,
Club.
and good ones, too.
Yeah, I hope
probably
so.
where I
And I think that's Roger met me there and
yeah.
encouraged me to audition for the show. So I was pleased to do it. This is my first Chazy show. I've never been able to do one before because the performances are usually during our spring break and I'm usually out of town.
Chazy Music Theatre has developed quite a reputation.
Yes,
over
it
the years.
has.
So
Yes.
it had to be a kick for you just to walk in the door.
Yeah, well, I used to live in Scioto by West Chazy, and I'd heard about it for years, but I was never able to schedule it because of the conflict with our spring break.
So would you have chosen that part yourself?
Oh, absolutely.
Of
Oh,
course you would.
yes. I mean, I think I kind of half-heartedly tried out for Mrs. McAfee as well, but I totally wanted Mrs. Peterson, so I'm very pleased.
It's not an easy role.
No, it's not, and I've really had the pleasure of working with Roger for the first time, and he's very energetic, he's very creative, and he'll literally get right in your face and say, try it this way, and try it this way, and add this, and do this, and it's been a really great experience for me.
You know, I've only met Roger for the first time, although he was here last year.
Yep, can.
The North Country should consider itself fortunate to
I think
have,
so. Yeah.
such a person to immigrate to this area.
Oh, yes.
Move into Rouse's Point and bring to the Chazy Music
Yes.
Theatre this wealth of
Oh, professional experience.
history, and professional on many, many
Oh,
levels.
yes, and his wife, too.
And his wife.
Who coordinates the orchestra. They're both amazing. We're lucky to have them here.
I hope that we have worked our television audience up to a fever
Oh, yes, please come see the show. It's
Bye
going
Bye
to be
Birdie
great.
this year. I can picture that there are some people with this crazy world we live in who've never heard of Bye Bye Birdie.
Is that possible?
It's been a part of my nomenclature.
Right.
In the theater and in movies and so on, and just for the music,
Well, who hasn't heard of Put on a Happy Face? I mean, at least that, right?
you better have a happy face.
Oh, you're gonna have a happy face if you come to this show, guaranteed.
I love it. You are terrific.
Thank you.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Have a good time.
Thanks so much. Nice to meet
Bye-bye.
you.
Oh, you guys,
Oh, we're now we're on. You hadn't pressed the on button.
really
Eric
did. He was
Bellander.
recording
How you
all-
doing?
I'm doing so good.
That's
Always
great.
good
I
to
saw
see you
you
guys.
sneaking by, but you know, you
trying
can't
to not
only
get
go
in.
so far without being
I
recognized.
know,
That
they're
wonderful
grabbing my
beard.
beard and pulling me back in.
Are you one of the few people that don't have to shave for the show, though?
That's right, that was my stipulation. They said, you want to be in? I'm like, do I have to shave? They said, yes, then I'm out.
We like to talk about Chazy Music Theatre.
Of course, I mean, why not? I mean, it's an institution in the town, we've been here for so long.
What an organization. We were tracing it back in our feeble minds to the late 1980s.
Yeah, absolutely. Annie was the first one. I remember watching it here. I was in 4th grade. I remember sitting in the
You
auditorium and
make
watching
me
it.
feel so old. I was in 4th grade.
I think I was 4th, maybe 5th grade. Yeah, I remember watching it. Yeah, it was very exciting.
Well, how did you get involved with the
Well, when I first started, well, obviously I was a student here. Frank Langer was the director back then. Sandra Reynolds was the music teacher back in the day. They kind of brought me into the fold, and my first one was MAME. That was the first one I ever did.
Really?
Yep.
And you've done how many now?
Oh my goodness, I've lost count. A lot, double digits. You know, quite a few.
Are you kidding?
Oh, I've been either on stage or behind stage at some point. I've been involved with a lot since then.
Is there ever any question at the beginning of a season saying, I don't think I'm gonna do it?
At the first, sometimes it is, especially now that I'm married with kids, and my wife sometimes is like, you're not doing this. I will murder you in your sleep. And then, yeah. So, I mean, of course, it takes a lot of time, but she always...
How's that working out?
Oh, yeah, that's why I'm growing the beard. She doesn't want to see me as much. She's like, you and the beard, go away.
Oh,
But, oh, no, she knows. It's something I've been doing forever. It's in your blood.
There are so many people connected with Chazy Music Theatre who can't stay away.
That's good. That's what we hope
I
for.
said it's like a giant magnet that sucks people
Good.
in right off the street.
That's
sometimes.
good. That means we're doing our job. We're giving people what they want. We're giving them a good quality show that they want to come and see every year. We have high expectations of ourselves
Well,
and other people
I
have.
do want you to talk about the group a little bit. How big a group is Chazy Music Theatre?
Overall?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I mean, it changes every year. Like this year, half of this cast are people we've never worked with before, which is so exciting to have new blood. And so if you add it over the years, I mean, you're talking hundreds and hundreds of people. Just the backstage crew alone is probably, the production staff, backstage crew alone is probably close to the number of people on the stage. When you add it all up, it's a lot of people involved.
And there's recruiting involved every year.
Of course, absolutely. We got to make phone calls and put out flyers and information out to local high schools and get more and more people involved.
How much input do you have in choosing what show?
Well, quite a bit. We put it out there for people to bring the shows in May, and then they make their presentation to us, and hopefully we have multiple ones. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, and we choose from there. The board picks what show to do.
And it costs money to get a show, doesn't it?
It costs a lot of money. This
People
show,
don't realize that.
Yeah.
They think it just shows up at your
No,
doorstep.
this one I think we're right around the $30,000 mark, spending total production fees right around 30 grand. Yeah,
Wow.
I know exactly.
He says that with some trepidation.
Absolutely, because being on the board, it's our responsibility to get that money back. So it's like we're a little nervous, but we show like bye Birdie, and the amount of work that these guys are doing, we'll be just fine.
There is so much enthusiasm generated for the show every year, no matter what show you're doing.
Even when it's random shows that no one's ever heard of before, like Drowsy Chaperone or Can or Children of Eden. No one knew that show before we did it. So
Look how good it
was
turned
that's still my favorite of all time. Of all the ones I've done, that's my favorite.
Because of Calvin being willing to stand here with his hometown cable camera and this fat guy standing
What are you
with
talking
the
about? Me?
microphone.
Okay, you got okay, good.
But, promotion helps, marketing helps.
Of course.
You've done a lot of it, that's a big part of what
It
you
is,
do.
and we've kind of broadened out a little bit. We use that big, huge digital board on Route 3 in Plattsburgh now.
Oh,
That's
yes?
some of the last few years we've taken advantage of, which is so nice of them. I mean, obviously we have to pay for it, but they give us a good deal. So it's amazing that we're able to use that. Obviously, the Press Republican, they're here tonight to take pictures. This is a huge help every year. You guys coming to do this for us. So yeah, the more advertising, the more we
Nearly
get.
always sold out. Pretty close to
it all depends.
There might be a few seats on the last show.
Sometimes, yeah. Thursday is normally one, just because it's a weekday, the first one. Normally that one's not always sold out, so that one's you can normally get tickets for. But Sunday lately has been a pretty big one.
I love it.
Yeah.
I always come at the last show on Sunday because I want to
never know what you're gonna see.
I want to see how many people really broke a leg.
Yeah, absolutely. There's normally a couple.
So you're in the show.
No.
You're not in the show.
I'm not in the
this
show,
year?
and I am not on stage at all.
But you've been on stage.
A number of times.
And you decided not.
Yeah, this year, like I said, by being the president of the board, that takes more time than I actually ever planned to spend on doing everything. So with wife and kids and everything else, I put my efforts towards backstage helping prepare us for the show this year.
When we tried to save the Plattsburgh Air Force Base back in the mid-'90s, we talked about quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
And Chazy Music Theatre was alive and well then.
Of course.
It is still alive and well.
Yeah.
And it adds a great deal to the cultural melting pot that we have here in
Good.
the Northern Tier.
That's our goal.
It really is great.
Absolutely.
Great to see you,
Good
my
seeing you.
friend.
Thank you, guys.
Have
Thank you
a
so much.
wonderful night.
Thank you, sir.
Enjoy the show.
Awesome.
I know you will.
Oh, of course. Thank you.
I'm just kidding. Okay.
Oh, right until Calvin hit the on button, we had some nice piano music going on inside. And we're here at the Chazy Music Theatre practice at the wonderful school in Chazy Central Rural School, talking about Bye Bye Birdie, the show for 2016. It's coming up really soon.
It is, yes.
You two are exactly the same height. Stand up.
Age.
Yeah, well, maybe a little bit.
Maybe.
Who are you?
I'm Suzanne Dio.
Hi, Suzanne. And you are?
Emily Wolstenholme.
Emily, what do you do in the show?
This year, a little bit of this, a little bit of that only.
Really?
Yeah.
She's all over.
Oh, really? And what do you think? Is it fun?
So far, so good. This has actually been my least amount of involvement this year. I've
really?
been quite busy outside of for work, so it's unfortunate, but
You're here tonight? You're here
I am.
tonight?
I'm trying to help my girl.
And you're doing props?
Yes, I am.
What is that all about?
Anything they need on stage, from glasses to the kids have to have all sorts of toys, hula hoops, jump ropes, such. Making sure they're on the right side for when they have to run on stage with them.
You haven't made a mistake yet?
Not yet, but
Props are very, very important.
She has too
And,
much expertise to make
the smoother the show goes, the less people notice props.
right. They
Unless a lamp falls over or something happens.
Oh, that's stage stuff. That's not my department.
So is that the first time you've done props?
Yes, I'm usually in the shows. This year, I just didn't have the time to commit to rehearsals, so.
I've mentioned that before in some of our interviews this evening. It's a time commitment that people can only imagine.
It is.
My son is 1.5, and so I took last year off and decided to kind of ease my way back in.
You could have got him in the show, you know. I don't think there's any babies in this show, though,
I don't
right?
think so.
No.
I love it. So, was it hard to get used to the props, or was there a learning curve?
I've done the show for so many years that I sort of knew what was behind it all. I think it's harder that I'm not on stage and I just sort of am watching going, I could do that dance. I could sing that song.
Maybe next year when your son is 2.5.
Maybe next year, right.
It's great to talk to both of you. Can't wait to see this show. I'm getting really excited about it.
Coming down to the wire, yes.
I love it. Thanks, guys. Have a good show.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, thank you.
One more time. Who are you?
I'm Renee Green.
Edna, the mayor's wife?
Oh, yes, Edna, the mayor's wife, is my very small part in this year's performance. But it's a fun part. I'm excited about it.
Every part is a fun part. And Bye Bye Birdie, are you kidding?
I know, it's a great show. I think everybody's going to love
Across
it.
the stage would be the thrill of a lifetime.
Exactly.
You've done this before.
Well, I've been here before.
He's swinging the bloomers over there, you know.
My husband and I have been doing this sound, microphones and sound effects, forever. Jeff, since the second production.
Come on, the second production?
Second production, and I've been here since 1995 with MAME, Merritt Billiter's first show. So I knew him in high school.
And wasn't MAME, every show that's mentioned here I remember. Some shows I had never seen, and some I had never even heard of before.
Me too.
And in the beginning, when somebody said, you know what we're doing this year, and I would say, what the heck is that?
Like Children of Eden, right?
Yes, exactly.
Never heard of it. It was a great show,
And look
though.
how it turned out.
It was beautiful. It was
Bye Bye
beautiful.
Birdie, on the other hand, everybody's heard out. So everybody who knows about the show and everybody who will be sitting in those seats for those 5 performances coming up soon will be a critic.
Yes, I'm sure they'll compare us to other shows, but I'm hoping we exceed their expectations.
It's hard for me sometimes sitting in the audience, especially if I know the music, not to sing along.
If you sit near the back, you'll hear me singing along.
Oh, really? I love it.
I do it all the time, but I try and do it quietly.
So in spite of the fact that you don't have the biggest part in the show, right?
No.
You still spend a lot of time here every time everybody else shows up.
Yes, we do. My husband and I do the sound, so we're giving everybody their microphones, we're figuring out our cues, and we're here from February on, we're here. So we've been here for a while.
We've been talking about the props, and we said, people don't notice the props unless something goes wrong.
Exactly.
When somebody's supposed to answer a telephone and there's no telephone, or somebody's supposed to sing a song and there's no song.
Exactly. They need us. They know they need us, and they love us. They're wonderful to us.
It's a far different ball game now than it was in the first show. What year did we say, 1989?
89. I think
What sound did we have in 1989?
The first show, I don't think they had any.
See?
And the second show, they brought my husband in, and I believe they had some microphones down along the front of the stage.
I remember very well.
And we've come a long way from then. We now have 14 lavalier mics, body mics.
What a difference it makes.
It makes a huge difference.
Imagine what Broadway was like when I used to go to Broadway shows way back in the mid-1950s. And what it's like now where everybody's mic'd.
Everybody's mic'd. We don't have everybody mic'd, but we have quite a few of them mic'd.
The sound is wonderful. I know it is.
It is. It's
we take pride in making sure that everybody can hear everything that's going on, so.
It'll be perfect, I insist.
I know.
Great to talk to you.
Thank you. And you can also check out, I'm on the board of directors
Of course
of
you
the
are.
Music
You better
Theater.
be.
And I'm also the webmaster. So if anybody has any questions, they just have to go to www.chazymusictheatre.org.
You know, there's still time. I don't know when Calvin will have this on television or on our shows within today.
Weekend here, next week.
Oh, yes, weekend, because this weekend is Easter, because we're doing this on Holy
Right.
Thursday. So
boy.
people will still have a chance to get tickets.
They can still buy tickets from any cast member online on the website, or they can call 846-7722 if they'd like to send a self-addressed stamped envelope, and I can mail them tickets.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good
Enjoy.
show. I always made him shut the camera off because I love that song called Kids. It's one of the big songs in the show. I bet you never heard it before.
No, actually, I had.
Have you had? You knew the song? I loved it. And when I was on the radio, I played that song over and over and over and over again. Who are you?
Well, I'm part of the teen trio, but my character's name is Helen.
What's your real name?
Oh, Maya Myers.
Maya Myers and
Nora McMahon.
Nora.
Natalie Jubert.
All right. Now, what parts do you play in the show?
Helen.
And?
Alice.
Penelope.
And we're the teen trio.
How many songs do you do?
We sing very repetitive. We sing the same Conrad Birdie song over and over again.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, over and over again.
Over
But
and
slightly
over.
different.
It's like just
There still had to be a learning curve, right, to learn it?
Yeah, it's actually kind of confusing because we don't know which one's where sometimes.
I bet you know by the time the first performance comes along. What is that, on a Thursday night?
Wednesday night.
On the
Week from now.
31st? A week? Don't be nervous.
Don't say that, then we'll be nervous.
Have you been in shows before, all of you?
Yep.
How many?
I'm on 16, this will be, the 16th show.
No, you're kidding me.
No?
How old were you when you started?
I was a 7th grader, so.
That blows me away. And how many for you?
Like my 6th. That's it.
Really? And?
Yeah, about 6 maybe.
That's incredible. It's hard to do one show and then not go back the next year. Some people are not really in the show, but they're helping out this year. They work behind the scenes, or they got some excuse for standing in the hall while everybody else is going crazy in there. Well, you're going to do it till you get it right. 16 shows? What was your favorite?
Oh gosh, it'd have to be one of the 2 I've done in the last year. I did a production of 9 to 5 with Peru Drama Club. That was really fun. And then I just did All Shook Up with Saranak's Drama Club. So those are 2 of my favorites.
You're making the rounds. How about what are your favorites?
Maybe Grease.
Oh, Grease. How could you not love
I
Grease?
know, exactly.
And?
My drama club last year we did Night at the Tony Awards.
That's great. But Bye Bye Birdie is a show that's different from any other show that's ever been done. So it's kind of exciting and special. And I can't wait to see it. We've met a lot of the cast members tonight, and I know there's going to be so much talent on that stage. Are you on stage a lot, all of you?
Well, we don't have a very big part, but we're on almost 24/7 on the stage.
Yeah, besides Kim, I think we're on the stage the most out of the rest of Teenage Girls.
Yeah.
So you can't sit down on a pillow and take a nap in the middle of it at all.
Not for very long,
You have to
no.
be ready. Ladies, it's great to talk to all of you.
Thanks.
Thanks so much for being involved in Bye Bye Birdie.
you.
Have a good show.
Thanks.
See ya.
Hope you enjoy it.
Some people watching this tonight might think, well, they're bringing people in off the street. There can't be that many people in this show. There's a lot of people in Bye Bye Birdie. Who are you?
I'm Tiana Marrero. I play Mrs. Merkel.
I know you do.
You know I do.
Then who are you?
I'm Angus Andrew. I play Randolph McAfee.
Wonderful. And?
Chad Hebert, I play Conrad Birdie.
The star of the show. I mean, come on.
This guy right here is.
No, this one.
We're just in his shadows.
For those people who don't know what Bye Bye Birdie is all about, I would urge you to go on the internet or go on YouTube or go somewhere and listen to some of the music and watch parts of the show if you can. It's been done over and over and over again in movie form with Dick Van Dyke in the movie. Did you ever see the movie?
I've never seen the movie, but when I got cast, I looked into it and
You would love the movie if you get a chance to watch it.
Yeah.
Not now because you're so busy
Yeah.
in production, as they say.
I've heard it's a lot different from the stage play. Heard there's a lot of differences, but
It's
I'm gonna check it
always
out for
different, and it has a lot to do with the people who play the parts, and the guy who's in there playing the piano and telling people where to go, the director. There are a lot of choices to be made, but none of you have ever done this show before.
I did this show before.
You did Bye Bye Birdie?
When I was 14 years old in high school.
Come on.
Yes, I was in the teen ensemble.
I thought she was Birdie.
No, I got to jump on Birdie's back, though.
Oh, did
That
you?
was my favorite part.
So what school was that?
That was in a school in Sullivan County, New York, Southern New York, Tri-Valley High. Really small school in Grahamsville, New
You
York.
caught me. I've never heard of Tri-Valley High.
It is as small as it sounds.
And you were 14 years old?
Then I
You
was,
didn't
yeah.
know Bye Bye Birdie?
I didn't know, now, yeah.
So how did you end up in Clinton County in Chazy?
Oh, I thought you were talking to him.
No, you.
Oh,
Born here.
Yeah, you had no
Well.
choice in the matter at all.
Life,
Just,
you know,
Tell us, Tiana.
just, you know,
Tell us.
you know, there's a word that I use a lot called serendipity.
that's a big word.
Things happen. If you fall off the boat, then that's where you are.
Yes,
Swim to shore
I'm
and make
here.
the best. You
Amen to
were
that.
born here.
Yes, I was.
So how do you like being in the show?
It's a lot of fun. I like doing cast productions with a big cast because it all turns out to be like a big family. I have all my friends.
You know, if you don't learn anything in Chazy Music Theatre, it's the fact that it is one big family. It is.
Yes.
Especially because the rehearsals are so intense,
Yeah.
you know,
We've
over and
all
over.
broken down and cried at least a dozen times, if not more.
Every rehearsal a dozen times.
Yeah, so it's
How
been,
can you not? There is great stress involved, and even though we said Bye Bye Birdie, it's such a fun show to do.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's really, really hard.
It's
work.
hard
Yeah.
to say goodbye to Birdie.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I've lost at least 6 to 7 pounds doing this show just because of all the dancing.
You're kidding.
No, it's been very, very labor intensive. Yeah, instead of going to the gym, I just go on stage.
I love it.
So yeah, it saved me some money for sure.
I love it.
Yeah.
So what experience do you have on the stage?
I've done a few shows. I've done a lot of shows at Clinton Community College.
Yeah.
I've also done one show at City Hall. When I was in middle school, I did like Annie and Cinderella, Sound of Music, all that stuff. But I've never done a show here before, so this will be my first time, as is Angus's first time.
It's mine as well.
You will never forget it, Angus.
I will never forget coming here, and I hope I will be back either next year or in a few years because I got lucky and I got to be able to sneak below the age limit here.
We're gonna edit that part out.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah,
It's wonderful to be involved in productions like this. And I'm so glad you all mentioned that it is hard work, even though there are miles of smiles. And you'll be thrilled when you take those bows on stage, especially after the 5th performance on Sunday afternoon.
Oh, it'll be more bitter than sweet.
You know, it's amazing. It's always such a letdown because it's so intense. It's like anything
Yeah.
else. It's like a championship ball game, you know?
Absolutely. So you're gonna come check it out?
Of course. Are you kidding me? I've seen a lot of the productions here for many, many years, and I wouldn't miss Bye Bye Birdie for the world.
Awesome.
Have you guys practiced already tonight? you-
Yeah, we've done a couple scenes.
Did you?
Yeah, they're doing a lot of the stage crew. It's kind of a night for them. So I mean, we have all of our stuff pretty much down. Now it's just a matter of getting the set pieces where they need to be and getting all that orchestrated and
Costumes.
yeah, and costumes. And we just had our first rehearsal with the orchestra the other night. So it's really all starting to come together. It's going to be really fun.
I, for one, cannot wait. Thank you all for talking with us, and thanks for being involved, guys. You too, Angus. See you later.
Thank you.
Take it easy.
See ya.
Oh, now we get to the end of the interviews, and we got the poster on the wall. Now, that is so cool. We've interviewed for quite a few cast members so far, but there are still some to go. Who are you?
I'm Sally Blow.
Hi, Sally. What part do you play?
I play Deborah Sue.
And
I'm in the teen ensemble.
what do you think? Is it fun?
It's amazing. I love it so much.
That's great. And you are?
Gavin Gagne.
And?
I am part of the teen ensemble, and this has been a dream come true.
I'm so glad to hear you say that. Some people saying it's so much fun, and other people saying it's the hardest I ever worked in my entire life. I'm so exhausted when I go home at night. It's not easy.
No, it's not. No.
So the fact that it's exciting for you and fun means that you're working hard. So something must be happening that's right. So how did you get involved with this year?
I actually was late coming to auditions.
Oh, you were?
So
You're admitting it.
Yeah, I actually didn't even go to actual auditions. I organized my own audition with Roger.
Oh, come on.
Like weeks after it happened.
You must be famous.
We needed more teens, so.
Well, there are a lot of teens in this show, in case you didn't know that.
Yeah.
So what kind of costume do you have to wear?
I get to wear a big poodle skirt and a super puffy shirt.
Through the whole thing?
And then I have a pair of capris.
So you do have to change at least once?
Yeah.
How about you?
I have the same outfit the entire time through, a pair of khakis and a red shirt. I do get to put on a hat, though, and a bow tie.
My goodness.
And a bow tie. But
So have you been in shows before?
yes, I've been in my school plays for the last 3 years. So.
What made you come up here and say, I think I want to be in this one?
I've been coming to their shows since I was about 12. But I've always had my own play at school to do. But since our directors from our school left and retired,
What's your school?
NAC.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't had a show for the last 2 years, and this year I was like, I can't go any longer without a musical in my life. So I was like,
Isn't that amazing? It gets in your blood from the time you're very young.
so I came out and I auditioned, and I got a part. So I was very happy.
So you're happy with that, and you?
Well, I've been in musicals for like 3 years.
Oh, you have 3 years?
This is my first Chazy musical, though. So I'm really excited to be part of this. As soon as I reach the age limit, I jumped at the chance to get it. So.
You know, there are lots of shows in lots of schools on lots of stages, and then there's the Chazy Music Theatre production.
Yes.
And it's really one of the crowning glories in this whole part of northern New York State. And as I said earlier, that's not taking anything away from all the other shows and all the other schools, the big schools and the little schools, but Chazy Music Theatre has always been special for me. And I enjoy watching the shows, and I know you guys enjoy being in them. Time is growing short. You know, 1 week.
1 week.
1 week from today, 7:30 at night? What does it say, right? Thursday,
yeah,
March 31st, 7:30 at night. Friday, April 1st, 7:30. Saturday, April 2nd at 2 o'clock and 7:30. And Sunday, April 3rd at 2 o'clock. And then you take a long nap.
Yep. Yes.
And have 16 Michigans with and a strawberry milkshake. So you're loving every minute of it. You didn't have to do much tonight, did you?
No, it's a lot of sitting around, actually.
Yeah.
Act One's more teens.
But Tuesday, dress rehearsal?
Yeah.
That was hectic.
Craziness, wild and craziness?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nobody screaming, hardly anybody crying. I hope you both enjoy the show.
Yeah.
I know you will, and I'll enjoy sitting in the audience cheering for you. How about that?
You're going to love it.
Nice to meet you guys. Thanks so much.
No problem.
Jackie, come on over. It's Jackie's turn. Keep the camera rolling. Okay, I'm ready. Jackie's ready. I'm ready. Hi, Jackie. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Hi there. How are you?
I'm doing great. Jackie who?
Jackie Ruberton.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
There's so many smiling faces tonight. Apparently nothing has gone wrong tonight.
No, of course not. Things don't go wrong the week before show.
Yeah, sure. The trouble is, we talk to the director before we talk to anybody, so we know what's going on. It'll be great. Bye-bye, Birdie, so much
Of
fun.
course.
It's going to be a fabulous show. Jackie?
Yes.
What's your role?
I'm the choreographer. So, yes.
I know you've had lots of experience. Tell me about it.
Yep. Well, this will be my, let me think, 9th show choreographing, I think. 8th or 9th show choreographing.
But who's counting?
I don't really keep track. But I love working with CMT, and so whenever I'm asked, I come right back.
You know, Jackie, some shows have a lot of choreography, and some don't have that much. Bye-bye, Birdie.
I would say it's probably right in the middle of that. There's not a ton of songs that have choreography, but there's definitely some very intricate numbers throughout the show. So, yeah.
What's your experience before the theater? In choreography?
Gosh, before the
Your
theater?
own shows?
Before the theater, you mean before choreographing?
Yeah.
Oh, I used to perform in college, and I did some in high school, and then in college, and then after college, I took part with the Essex Theatre Company, and then that led me to Chazy, and that led me to eventually to Clinton Community College, which is where I work now, and I run the theater program there. So, yeah, I just kind of bounced around.
I think it's a good opportunity tonight to tout the program at Clinton Community College, because there have been some wonderful shows down through the years.
Well, thank
and
you
it's
very
all your
much.
fault.
I'll take the blame.
It's nice that it's encouraged up there on the bluff, one of our
Thank you.
favorite
Yes,
places. in the world.
I love it there. I absolutely love
What
it.
did you do this year? Anything?
This summer, we did a review called We Go Together.
Yes.
And then in the fall, we did Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. And then this winter, we did an original production written by a local teacher, Dan Gallagher, called The Art of Living. And so that went up at the end of January. And now we're working on an April production of 2 one-act plays, one called Audience and the other one called When I Snap My Fingers. So, yeah, it's just rolling right along.
I'm exhausted already.
It's rolling right along, and I get a wonderful support there, and both from the Clinton people that actually work there, as well as from the community itself. It's just the wonderful support there, and I always get to meet a terrific range of people.
That's why I said I'm so delighted to promote Clinton Community
Thank
College.
you.
We're
Thank
so
you. I
fortunate
appreciate
to
it.
have it there at that very beautiful, perhaps the most
gorgeous.
beautiful spot on earth.
It's gorgeous.
Do you ever walk in a building on a given day and say, now where am I now? What show am I doing today? You always have 3 or 4.
That usually happens in the car when I'm on my way to
really?
a rehearsal. Wait, which one am I going to?
Was I supposed to pick up milk on the way home?
So,
isn't
every
easy.
once in a while, but I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Is it going pretty well?
Absolutely.
I mean, you have a dress rehearsal in just a very few days, and a show in a week.
I think we are well on our way. We're just ironing out glitches now, and I think we're gonna just knock them dead. I have full confidence in this
Isn't it
cast.
amazing? And I've been to
this
so many
crew.
dress rehearsals where you think the bottom is falling out, the costumes are all ripping, the sound doesn't work.
Well, I'll be honest. If things were going perfectly the week before show, I would be very nervous.
Yeah, and
That would
you-
make me nervous, like something's gonna explode.
Something might explode anyway, but
I would rather things, have glitches and need to get worked out, whatever, the week before.
now, of all the shows you've done, you've never done Bye Bye Birdie before?
I have. I
have?
choreographed it years ago for in Lake Placid for the community players.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes. So a long time ago.
This will be so much different from the first time you did it.
Well, it's very different because it was in Lake Placid and I was coming from Plattsburgh. I was limited on which numbers it was that I was choreographing and which numbers the director was going to take care of. So I got to be a part of more numbers in this production, and it's much shorter commute.
Isn't that, that's a good part of it.
That was kind of nice.
Not so far to go before you fall into bed late at night.
Yeah, but that was a wonderful production. I know this is going to be an incredible production, so.
I can tell already.
It's a fun show.
Jackie, you're the best.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, and good
Wonderful
luck.
to see you
Good luck
again.
with the show.
Thank you.
See you later.
Thank you.
And we have a couple more people to talk to before we wrap it up from Chazy Central Rural School. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Ross Coughlin.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, Ross. What part do you play?
I'm Hugo Peabody in the show.
That's a good part. And you are?
I'm Jamie Roberts.
And?
And I play Kim McAfee.
What do you think of this show, Bye Bye Birdie, so far?
We love it. We did this show before we used to go to Peru. We used to go to Peru together. She graduated. She's in college now, but I'm a senior there. We did the show 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Did you really in Peru?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Every time it's done differently, as you no doubt have found out.
Mm-hmm.
We just talked to the choreographer, and she did it years ago somewhere else. Of course it's different.
Yeah.
Some things are the same. So it's the framework, it's the skeleton that you hang all this good stuff on that's a little bit different. So, but you didn't play the same parts.
No, I was Conrad last time.
Oh, come on, you were?
Yeah, no, it was high school.
He's a lot taller this time.
Mm-hmm.
And?
I was the mother of the character I play now, Mrs. Doris McAfee.
Isn't that?
High school ages you.
Yeah.
When you're in high school, you can play a lot older.
Really. So you're enjoying it?
Yes, it's lovely. I love working with this company.
The Chazy Music Theatre is top notch.
Yes, this is the first time we've actually worked with them.
Is it really?
Yes.
Well, you're finding out. You're finding out things that I didn't know because you're doing it from the inside out. But from the outside looking in, we love Chazy Music Theatre.
It's great.
I always feel like I'm at home in this school. I stood on that stage and in front of the stage doing different things like telling ghost stories and things over the years. But the most fun of all is sitting in the audience and watching a show. And Bye Bye Birdie will be, if not the best ever, I bet it'll be in the top 2.
Probably, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So you're both enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to the first dress rehearsal on Tuesday.
Of course.
And then 5 shows.
Right. The magic happens.
It's great to talk to both of you.
Yes, you too.
Thanks so much and have a great show.
Thank you.
Okay. I want to tell everybody, yes? Oh. You know how when you turn the faucet off, sometimes a couple of drips come out? No, you guys aren't. There's a couple of drips that come out. But I thought I was interviewing the last 2 people before, and then there were 2 more. And you are?
I'm Cole Denton.
And?
And I go to Beekman Town School currently. I'm in 9th grade.
So what part do you play?
I play Harvey Johnson. I'm basically the kid that can't get a date to the prom.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Are you having fun with it?
I am. I very much enjoy the theater, and I'm glad to be here.
That's wonderful. Did you have to audition for this part?
I did.
Did you know what part you wanted?
I did. I originally wanted another part, but this part is actually very much better fit to my personality, so
Really?
I enjoy it. Yes.
You got a great personality. Who are you?
I'm Cameron Matthews.
And what part do you play?
Teen ensemble.
Is it fun? How many songs do you have to know?
Currently, I think about 6.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Was it hard to learn the music?
Yeah, no, not really. It just kind of stuck with me.
Do you dance or just sing?
I dance and sing.
Of course you do. Come on. See those happy feet? Ta-da. Have you been in shows before?
I have, yeah. In my school, I was in a musical and a play.
That's great. So you're an old hand at this. And you?
Yes, I have been in a number of plays at my school and also at Plattsburgh Arts Theater.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, so I've a lot of experience in this.
Well, Bye Bye Birdie is very special, and I know you guys are going to make it even more special.
Thank you.
Good luck, and thanks for talking with us.
Thank you.
See you later, guys.
Bye.
We got it running. Hello there, young man. Who are we talking to?
Your counterpart, Joey Trombley.
I know who you are, Joe. He's the only guy in history besides Calvin that's done as many shows as I have on hometown game.
No, you can't forget Bob Venn. No,
You know, the late Bob Venn, what did we figure one time? 500? But who was counting in those days, right? The sad part of it is he's gone, and if he hadn't left us, if for that Rainbow Bridge, here, I wouldn't be doing this show called, it's not called What's Going On Here. It's called, Gordy's Our Little Corner.
Yeah.
And Calvin and I were thinking the other day that we've done one a week for almost 19 years.
That's pretty amazing.
So Joey,
Yes, sir.
what's cooking with you and Bye Bye Birdie?
Well, they were lacking men this year. Of course, I've
Oh,
been...
sure, here we go. So they just called you up and said, we need you.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, of course, I'm backstage. I had been for the last, God knows how many years. And so I said, sure, I'll go on. So there's 2 scenes that I'm in.
Really?
There is, yeah.
Doing what?
I'm the stage manager at
course you are.
at Ed Sullivan Show.
I love it.
So the part was appropriate, right?
Oh, of course it was.
And then in the second act, I'm one of the Shriners.
Come on.
No.
Are you really?
Yeah, yeah.
Did you know anything about Bye Bye Birdie before this?
No, not at all.
Isn't it? And now, folks, as you can easily tell, Joey's a man of the world. He's been everywhere and done everything, but he was never in Bye Bye Birdie and never even, you knew there was a show called Bye Bye
Well, I knew there was a show, but I'd never seen it.
Isn't that
No,
amazing?
which is amazing. And being involved, it's an incredible show.
It's a wonderful show. I mean,
Yeah.
and seeing all these young people who had no idea what they were getting into when they got involved in Bye Bye Birdie, it makes me want to sit closer to the front than way in the back like I usually do.
Well, there's not a bad seat in that house
Are
anyway.
you kidding me? It's just a great theater, and the rafters in the theater here at the Chazy Central Rural School have been rocked for so many years with Chazy Music Theatre.
Yeah,
This
Chazy-
won't be the last, but I'll bet you it's going to be one of the best.
Well, I'll tell you, it's amazing the local talent that's in this area.
Yeah.
And not just Chazy, it's community, it's Clinton County and probably beyond. And the talent that I see here every year, and you see the show from the beginning when they're starting, and then you see the practices going on, then you see the sets going on, and then the last week and a half, it just comes together, and then this magical event takes place on stage, and it happens every year.
And we're so fortunate to have such a high-class director.
Well, yeah, we're very fortunate.
I said you've been everywhere and done everything. This guy has.
Yes, he has.
I mean, he has a resume that won't quit. And to be so lucky to have him move to northern New York and come down here to help out with Chazy Music Theatre.
Oh, Mike, to want to get involved here, and he's having a fun experience too, because this is something he hasn't experienced. He's experienced at the professional level, and so he's had to learn at the amateur level that there's different. It's different because we're amateurs, and we it's not our full-time job. We come here from after work. We fit it in between things to try to put out a quality performance.
And he told us on camera, so I know he wasn't lying, that he was very impressed with the talent from this area. And that makes Calvin and I feel good, because we've said that for a long time.
Well, it means a lot coming from him because he's been all over the place. And for him to say that there's talent here in the North Country, it does make you pretty proud to hear that.
I love it. Well, time is growing short for this show.
Yeah, it is.
We always manage to come in here with the hometown cable cameras right near the tail end, just before the dress rehearsal, and sometimes even during the dress rehearsal in years past. I can't wait to be in that audience.
Well, and I want to thank both of you guys. It's a real tribute that you guys come here every year, and not only for the exposure, and you hear me say this on Talkin' Business and on your show, that you guys are capturing the North Country, and you're capturing the young talent here. And I go back and I look at some of these films, going back to the days of Brigadoon. We're going back 20-something years.
Oh, my goodness.
And young kids that I was on stage with are now adults with families, teachers, music teachers, and you just see that evolution. And you guys have captured that, taking your time to come here. And it's phenomenal. And I'm going to give a plug to Hometown Cable. Make a donation to I'm not 1479.
1477. Even I remember.
So I'm out of my element. I'm usually it's Tuesday morning.
So you drive right by his house every time, right?
Pretty close, yeah. So 1477 Ridge Road, Champlain, New York, 12919. You still don't have your PayPal account up? Or if you see him in person, be free to make a donation.
$100 bills are appreciated, sometimes 5 at a time. Joey, you're the best.
Oh, well, Gordy, thanks for having me on.
so much.
Calvin, thanks. And we'll get some more people here for you.
We'll do it. See you later. Okay, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching our program, for all your suggestions. Joey made my pitch already, but I'll tell you what, if you like what you see on Hometown Cable, you like this program and the program that Joey and Calvin do, please send a generous check to Calvin Castine, Hometown Cable, 1477 Ridge Road in Champlain. Don't forget, buy your tickets for Bye Bye Birdie for 5 performances starting on Thursday night, March 31st. And who knows where we're going to be next time for our little